Lummy, you say we have a phone call
Yes, we do.
from a woman that listens to us in the Panhandle.
Has no volume control.
And yes, she would like to talk to you and Dr. Dan about this abortion issue.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Carrie. How you doing?
Hi, Carrie. It's Bubba. You're on the air. Do you listen to us on Florida Man Radio and up there in the Panhandle?
Yes, sir.
103.1 with Shannon Burke in the afternoon. Me. And what's it? Growing Cow. What's the guy's in the mid? What's the middays? I forget his name. That guy. He's a farmer and he's rugged, and I love the guy.
I think they got Dan Bongino
I know.
after him.
So what can we do for you?
Well, I listen to you guys every morning, and I hear Dan and you getting on DeSantis about this whole abortion issue and getting so angry about him about that. Okay, if you conservatives don't even agree with abortion at all. If you're a woman and you can't decide whether you want to get an abortion within 6 weeks, okay, there's a problem with
Sometimes
that.
people don't even know they're pregnant.
Well, ma'am, I have to disagree with you there, and I'm sorry to cut in and not let you continue. But the problem is not that people just want to, randomly end a baby. The problem is that as a responsible mom is going through her pregnancy and gets those screening tests and the ultrasounds that help determine if there's a fetal anomaly. Once you get that information back, you're almost always past 6 weeks, often up around 14 or 15 weeks. And I think it's not fair or appropriate or considerate or even scientific not to give that woman and possibly her husband or significant other the opportunity to make an educated decision based on accurate and reproducible data that says, listen, I have a 95% chance that this kid's going to be a problem, mistake, or maybe detrimental to my health, and I can't have that decision to make this abortion. I am pro-life. I'm a Catholic, and my wife had an abortion at 20 weeks because we had a fetal anomaly. To not have that option today is barbaric.
Listen, abortion is never going to be illegal, ever, because of these medical issues. I agree with you 100% with that. I am also a raised Catholic, okay? And I agree with you 100% with the abortions are in certain situations. If the girl was raped or something, absolutely. I agree with that, okay?
Well, hold on, ma'am. What about Dr. Dan's situation, which is a very private matter?
Yeah,
I just found out about it. So at 16, 17 weeks, Dan and his wife have some huge markers that this child is going to be very messed up. Those markers were not available at 6 weeks.
Nope.
And so under today's law, Romina and Dan could possibly have a very messed up child.
I totally agree with Dan. He is exactly right.
But you can't. But hold on, ma'am. You can't have it. But you can't have it the best of both worlds. You can't have it.
You can.
Let's see what she has to say.
Then how do you have it both ways? I'm all ears.
Okay. Because it's a medical situation, okay, and that kind of thing, then that's when it's between you and your doctor. But a woman showing up, okay, at 18 weeks or 20 weeks pregnant or even 9 months and going, you know what, I don't really want to have it. It's not good for me, not good for my money situation. No. Okay. I don't agree with that.
So you're saying, hold on, ma'am. Let me see. You're saying that at 6 weeks, unless in the latter stages of the pregnancy, a doctor determines there is something wrong with this baby, then that person can have one up to like maybe the third trimester or something like that. If there is if there is a doctor determined medical situation, I could maybe live with that.
A lot of states have those exemptions too.
And the thing about that is there is those exemptions though. Yeah. That's not what they're telling you. Every state that says, "Oh, we ban abortion," no. That's a lie. The abortion will never be banned.
Well, now hold on, hon. I do think that there are some states, and I don't know this to be true, and I'm not arguing with you, but I do think that there are some states where it is 100% not legal. I do think there are some.
And with the exemption of like the health of the mother, sometimes they make exceptions for rape and incest.
Yeah, but like nothing like, our kid might be Downs or anything like that. I don't think. Right. I think that, but I don't know specifically if Florida in the 6 weeks that Ron DeSantis is passing has the Dan and Romina kicker language in there or not. It's my understanding that it does not.
And the other problem is say that, in my opinion, as a doctor and a young dad, that the baby should have been, terminated. But say the doctor disagrees with me. What about that? Then they have to go to an arbitrator or a third person, a judge, a magistrate, and say, listen, this doctor says I should have the baby based on my training, education, and experience and the data I've gotten on this pregnancy. I don't think this pregnancy should go to term. Now I got an argument and I got to go to a judge. And now we're at 22 weeks, 23 weeks, 24 weeks. Before you know it, I'm having the baby, and I can't get a reprieve. So the problem is if it's too draconian, there's no flexibility. There's no opportunity to appeal it. There's no mechanism for someone to say, "Listen, I have to have this abortion at 7 weeks because it's now possibly detrimental to me." Who makes that decision? Who's going to stand behind it? Who's going to defend that decision when some overly eager state attorney comes sniffing on the door and says, "Hey, doc, I heard you did an abortion at 6 weeks in one day. Baby may be dying, mom may be dying, but that's illegal. You passed 42 days. You're at 43 days. Now you're committed murder." So it's a chilling effect across the board. It's counterproductive to society.
Okay, Dan, then what will make you happy? What would make you happy?
Oh, I like this policy change.
Would make you happy.
By the way, first of all, I love you as a listener, and I love
passionate,
and I love to engage you because we can engage, not disagree, but not be disrespectful. So thank you for that. You're a great caller. I think that we've talked about what
somewhere
would make
between
it. I think
18 to 20.
I'd say in the perfect world, we'd like it to be 20, but we could live with 16, 17.
I like how we kind of agree, but we're yelling like we don't.
And here's the deal, man. But here's the deal. We all are going to have to come to some type of agreement. We cannot. We can't just be hard-headed on our stance. You can't be hard-headed.
I agree.
I can't be hard-headed. You can't be like it's 6 and that's what it is. And I'm like, no, I want it to be 20 and that's what it is. We all have to. This is never going to be perfect for everybody, and it takes everybody.
I agree.
Everybody reaching across, party lines to say let's have some common sense here. It's not going to be perfect. Everybody's going to want to change it in some way, shape, or form, but we've got to somehow have some common ground here because it's going to be an argument that lasts for the rest of our lifetimes if we don't.
It is, and that's why I say, I personally am a Republican, a conservative, and, there was a time in my life when I was young and I was like, yay, take the bra off and go a little wild. But,
hell yeah.
Did you have an abortion, ma'am?
I'm now in my 50s. I'm now a grandma, and things change.
Hold on. I'm in my 50s. I'm Republican, and I think.
And you're also a grandpa.
And I think that you should be able to take your 18-year-old girlfriend to the abortion clinic with your handgun, smoking a joint.
Well, I don't know about that far, okay, Bubba, but my point is people change, and I'm willing, as a conservative Republican, okay, even though I don't believe in abortion, I'm willing to come to an agreement like you said, okay, to come to a point where you say, okay, this is never going to work. We can't have this no abortion.
Right.
It's not going to work. So
and there's statistics in America that show that 60% of Americans don't want that. So since no doesn't work, but also third trimester Willie doesn't work, then let's come up with some type of sweet spot that neither one of us are going to be happy with, but just for the betterment of our sanity, and so that we just don't have this continual argument, because people get full hot and full lathered up on this deal. It's going to be, 14, 16, something in that area that everybody can live with. It's not what I want. It's not what you want.
What does she want? What do you want?
Well, what
would make you happy?
What would make me happy was probably anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks I would be okay with. I think that, you can make that. I'm a mom that my kids could always come to. And, I've heard kids say, yeah, but not all parents are. And that's sad to me, okay? I have always been open with I have sons, and I was always open. That was always a open conversation in my household, always.
Did you buy your
Never
son?
had
Did
that
you buy your
problem.
son rubbers?
No, but they
That's
bought
why she's
them
a grandma.
and I saw them in their
Oh.
drawers, and I didn't care.
No, but what I'm saying is,
They're wrapping it up.
but here's the deal. I mean, a responsible parent, and not that you're not one, needs to you
Right.
need to go to your son and say, listen, I know that you're 17, things start happening. You know, you got your hormones are going a million miles an hour. And here are some condoms in case you ever get into a situation. Make a smart decision. It's an awkward conversation. It really is. But it's one that you have to have.
It is, and we have had that at dinner tables, but I never had to purchase it. They went out and got them themselves.
Good. I went on Amazon and bought.
Their...
I went on Amazon and bought a 50-pack and had him on his and put him on his
50-pack.
Yeah.
That's ambitious.
Wow. Geez.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to
I
hear.
don't think I had sex with 50 times the first 10 years I was having sex.
I didn't want to hear the I ran out excuse. Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta wrap it before you tap
funny.
it. But
Hey,
boy,
well, listen. You know what? If people that opposed, the abortion law could talk out like the way you and I and Dan and Anna and Lummy did, you can just talk it out. If we could have politicians do that, we'd be in a far better situation. Instead, they use it as a polarizing issue to make us hate each other. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They use it as an issue for you to be fully lathered up on me and me to be lathered up on you, and we have no common goals and we hate each other.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
So, hey, more importantly, man, thank you for finding us up there on 103.1. And how did you find us?
I really don't remember. I'm not going to tell you, but I used to listen a long time ago to another group. Can I say their name or no?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't have any competition.
Okay. I used to listen to Lex and Terry here. They were big on the Panhandle.
Right, and Lex and Terry, I've been competing with Lex and Terry for years, and we didn't like each other for a long time, and now we're all friends because it's really a talent versus radio now, so we all kind of try to stick together. So it used to be a Lex and Terry, but our show's much different than Lex and Terry.
Oh, and what's funny is I got my husband listening to Lex and Terry, and then I dropped them because I just thought I didn't like the whole Drunk Bitch Friday and things like that. So I just stopped kind of listening to them. They kind of fell off on me, and I picked you up somehow on there. And now I try to convince my husband. He won't leave Lex and Terry.
Man, you got to tell him that we're just a different feel of a show. We don't have all these benchmarks and crutches and we don't play games and we're raw. We're just raw and we
Well, they won't go political either, and I like political talk.
Oh yeah, we will. We'll go.
Political.
We'll go political. We'll piss you off. We'll make you want to scream at the radio. But
oh yeah.
But we're
talking about my man Dan or about my Ron DeSantis.
But see, here's the deal, sweetie. Here's the deal. We loved Ron. We loved him. His first term as governor, he came in like a boss hog and just pimped. I mean, he made us.
A first term as any governor that in my lifetime.
And then he starts, kind of getting draconian and messing with Disney and locking down abortion and screwing with state attorneys and making the immigration thing far more confusing than it needs to be.
And destroying PIP and screwing all the poor drivers in the state and other people without perfect insurance
and kind of maybe sucking big insurance's D a little bit, the lobby there, and it's just we're just not. I mean, listen, I would love for the first term Ron to come back, but to me, as soon as he won and announced his candidacy, it's all about being the president and not being my governor, and I think that he's gotten a little draconian.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of little man syndrome. But he's not a little man. He's 5'10".
Yeah, he's a little man in politics.
Some
he's a little man.
Some people say it's 5'7". Some people say it's 5'11".
5'9",
Yeah,
5'10", 5'11". He's a midget.
Ron DeSantis is I mean, put a new suit on him. He always has these ill-fitting suits, but he's a good-looking man. He's a great-looking man with great credentials, and that's what got him to be our governor. And he just needs to back it down a little bit. He's just a little too much.
Yeah, he's getting his wardrobe from the same guy that gets his wardrobe that does the Liberty Mutual commercials. It's horrible,
well,
dude.
You know what?
It's horrible.
He's lost a lot of weight. He's looking good. So when he starts paying out those $5,000 suit bills, then then he'll have it. But
Yeah.
he's not doing that.
Well,
So
listen,
he
more
doesn't need to
importantly,
do that.
man, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to have Lummy get your information, and I'm going to have the merch crick send you a little Bubba Army swag pack, like maybe a girl's tank top or a regular
That'd be
Bubba
awesome.
Army, so that you can and some bumper stickers. And I'm going to find out what size your husband is, and it's going to be tough for him not to listen to 103.1 in the morning when he's got himself a brand new Bubba Army T-shirt now, isn't it?
That'd be perfect.
All right, I'm going to put you on hold. Lummy will get your info, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Look at that.
Nice.
Switched over from Lex and Terry, big time show, over to us. Love you.
What's up?
Hello, who's this? Hello? Somebody was there. Look at this. U.S. church attendance. This is what, when Ron DeSantis and other politicians or companies or anybody for that matter start pandering to the evangelical. That is such our parents' mindset. The people that are my age, Dan's age, Anna's age, Lummy's age, Rhett's age, Macho's age, let's say from 57 down to 18, church is not as important to us as it was the generation before us. And so when you start pandering to the quote-unquote evangelical vote, you are automatically pandering to a dwindling group of people.
All the baby boomers.
The people don't go to church. Even you can still be religious. You can be religious, but church attendance is dropping drastically amongst every denomination.
I mean, when you
Yes.
look at like
Yes.
the mega churches and stuff, there's still a huge audience of people going to church. It's still a huge amount of people, but there are 2, 3, 4, 5 times as many people now who don't feel like they have to indoctrinate their children into it or make it a part of their every single day life in the household. So it's much less traditional in
Or
that sense.
use it as a political platform.
So religion has been dwindling, and religious practices have been dwindling in this country for 20 years dramatically. But COVID was literally, and I hate to use this metaphor, but
Analogy.
the nail in the coffin, because it
Nail on the cross.
yeah, it really destroyed anyone's desire to go to church. It destroyed a lot of people's ability to go to church.
And a lot of
And then-
people
and-
died from COVID and
and-
couldn't go back.
That's not the reason. That's not the reason. You know,
They were
it's
old.
I think it's really part of the the overall transformation goals of the left to destroy the family, destroy religion, make science be God, even though their science is not real science, and make the government be the dad. And so we want science to be God and the government to be dad. And that's their mantra in order to exercise control over the population. You know, communist countries destroy religion. It's part of the formula to create a communist country.
So are you saying
start
that
with socialism, you kill the religion, you kill the family, and all of a sudden you've got a totalitarian government.
So I don't know if you're saying that the demise of religion is a good or bad thing, especially
I'm
if
thinking it's a bad thing.
I don't
I
think
think it's a
know.
bad thing.
I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. I know that it's happening before us, and I know that politicians and people need to stop thinking that the evangelical vote is as strong as it used to be, because it's not. It's statistically about 10% as strong as it used
well,
to be.
I don't think that we can categorize everyone that goes to church as evangelical, because I know a lot of people who go to church who have very liberal views. But I don't necessarily think it's from government, like top down, telling people not to go to church and do all that sort of stuff, because every president that I've ever seen, evangelical or not, has always said that they believed in God and that they go to some house of worship. Whether that be true or not, I don't know. But I think that if you look at Europe especially, we're certainly the most religious country in the West, no doubt. 100%. We still have very religious values when it comes to, like the founding fathers and Protestant values and things like that. But I think a lot of people, especially around my age, I would say,
Church
are
means
kind
less than it ever has.
Yeah, but I feel like as we become more of a progressive society, and I hate using that word, but it is true. If you zoom out, we're all moving in a more progressive direction, whether it be Republican, Democrat, or whatever. But that kind of also goes hand in hand with societies becoming more secular. And I don't necessarily think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that you can still have a family values in the absence of religion. You can still have morals in the absence of religion. But again, that's just me.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, it's Dean the Vac. How you doing?
How are you doing, buddy?
How are you doing? I mean, I hope you're not mad at me, man, because I know that you planned this entire weekend around Bubba 199. You traveled from Colorado here. We were, I didn't even get a chance to say hi to you, Bubba. Dean the Vac. You partied yourself right out of the deal.
Bubba, you took it the wrong way. He actually didn't know you didn't say hi.
Oh,
he was so out of it. He thought he
First
did.
thing I said was, "Wake up, wake up." Sorry.
No, I was calling to say I hope you're not mad at me for causing a scene. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not mad at you at all, buddy. I just want you to be able to control your party favors so that we can hang out a little bit.
It's Mitch's
I thought
fault.
I had better gimmick control, but I
mean, you're a Hall of Famer, Dean the Vac. That's a whole nother level.
I know. I'm embarrassed. I don't know if I
Don't be
got
embarrassed.
dewatered or Delta 9'd or what.
No,
We're
you
hanging out with Mitch.
you got Mitch mushroomed is what you got.
Well, okay, there's a new one then. I guess I can watch out for that guy next time. So.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming you'll be back for BARP and you're going to be able to have better gimmick control.
Absolutely. I wanted to thank Dr. Dan for taking care of me. I woke up out in the parking lot with him slapping the crap out of me. I didn't know what happened,
man.
I love doing that.
Dr. Dan, Lil Wilbur's afterbirth, Brian from Philly, they really looked out for me.
They carried you.
Rob dad, Bob, gave me a
The only
ride
person
back
that had
to
heat with you was the duck that you were impeding on her eggs.
Yeah.
That was the only
Squished her
thing.
nest.
Yeah, she was like, "Man, this human being's getting a little too close to my nest. You might
Yeah,
have
make
some
a mess.
pecking marks on your forearms and stuff, but
Yeah.
it wasn't from any of us pulling pranks on you, my
Yeah,
friend."
that duck was going after you.
All
No,
right,
it's
well,
all good.
listen, D in the Vac, we love you, buddy. I know that you came in to have a great weekend with us, and we hardly saw you because you passed out first night.
Sorry.
It happens.
That won't happen at Barb. I'll have
Rookie.
better gimmick control next time.
See you in January.
All right.
Bye, Dean the Vac.
Hello.
Hey, this is Kay.
Hi, Kay.
Okay.
So I literally drove up out of your radio station, so I know that your conversation has moved on a little bit. But the last I heard, you were talking about DeSantis and Disney, and they're playing a shell game, and y'all are missing the big shell.
Well, tell me then, because I'm not the smartest guy in the room. Please tell me what I'm missing, Kay.
They changed the tax bracket basically for Disney. Disney used to be autonomous, it was almost like the Vatican. They were their own little city. They had their own utilities. They maintained their own roads, yada, yada, yada. DeSantis took that away from them. So they're going to pay even more taxes now, and the state is now responsible for taking care of all those things, which means the roads probably aren't going to look as good as they have in the past, but the state's going to make more money in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've heard of that, and I have mixed feelings with regards to that, but it's Disney. It's one of the largest entities around. I understand Ron DeSantis says nobody gets a free pass, but it's also very politicky too, in the fact that they, opposed him in this particular. Yeah,
these are personal vendettas.
So this is a personal vendetta.
For sure.
And it's not healthy for anybody. It really isn't.
No, agreed.
I mean, I think Ron DeSantis could have gone to them and say, "Listen, you're Disney, and I don't want to screw with you, and I'm the governor, and you don't want to screw with me, and you're paying X. Well, I'd like for you to pay Y. Can you pay a little bit more? And we both win here."
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of things he could have done other than starting a war with Disney.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, if he takes it too far, Disney's going to win because all they have to do is move somewhere else.
I don't see Disney moving.
I don't think they can move, but they can. I mean, and here's the thing about Disney. Disney also has to worry about their business template as well. If they piss off, a lot of these conservatives families that, feel that they've gotten so woke and snowflaked out that they're no longer going to take their 4, 5, and 6-year-old kids to Disney like they would 2 or 3 times a year as a Floridian. Mm-hmm. Now their business potentially could be hurt as well. They're both not helping each other. Neither one of them are.
No. Agreed.
It should be a partnership, not a fight.
And yeah, look, I don't think Disney would, like lock, stock, and barrel, just close their doors and move. They can open up a new Disney somewhere else, and they can slowly draw back on what they got going here, because the reality is they don't have to be in Florida.
Or hey, you got 4 more years of this dude. The next dude that comes in, but the next dude that comes in could very well reverse what Ron did. So it's not like this
Absolutely.
thing. So that's the way Disney's probably looking at it as well. And in these 4 years, we're going to run Ron DeSantis through the legal system each which way we can. And you know who's who's going to get rich on this deal? The lawyers.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. The
lawyers.
Well, and the state will soak in some more money in the meantime. Unless there's a judge that puts a stop on his,
which there very well could be. If it goes federal, he's pretty much got the state locked up. But if it goes federal, which I think Disney did file federal, it could very well be overturned, and then it's just another crap storm. By the way, by what means do you listen to the show?
It's 98.3, and I'm not a huge radio person, so I didn't even know the call letters. I had a hard time finding you today.
I think 98.3 is over in Pinellas.
Is it? But then I'm in Tarpon Springs, and I lost you when I got up to Tarpon Springs.
Yeah, 98.3 only goes to about Palm Harbor.
And go back. Then you shift to 820, you'll get it.
Then you can flip me back over to 820.
And I live down in Manatee County, so I can hear you up until I almost get to work, and then you get fuzzy.
But you could always flip over to AM 820.
AM 820. Okay.
Yeah, that's where. That's the AM
up here.
Yeah,
that's a far drive, Manatee County.
Man, you got one hell of a commute for man.
It's not permanent. I'm an independent contractor, so this is temporary.
Jesus, something in South St. Pete.
Yeah.
South St. Pete would be nice, wouldn't it? Wow.
Right.
Anyway, thank you for listening to us. We appreciate it, man, so much.
Thank you.
We don't get. I got to go to words. We don't get near the credit.
No,
because our radio station in Tampa is not a subscriber to the ratings, and if you don't subscribe to the ratings, they don't rate you. And if they don't rate you, you can't tell how many people are listening to you, which to me doesn't even make sense. If there's 50 people playing the game, right, Dan?
Right.
But they're only keeping score on 35 of them, then how statistically accurate can the number that the 35 get if you're not taking 15 of them in account?
That's how they did the COVID studies. They just left people out there that they didn't account for. They manipulated the information to suit their narrative, just like Nielsen's probably doing, to manipulate the data to make these companies feel like they're kicking ass when they're just kicking half ass.
When really they don't even include 15 of the people that are playing against them.
Yeah, that's a third of them. So let's just take a third of the people that we're studying and throw it away.
Believe it or not,
absolutely not.
Everything you heard about him has been toned down for easier public acceptance. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.